Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time you are watching this video. My name is Mr. Jealous, and today's lesson is going to be on graphing slope-intercept equations for the flipping of the classroom presentation. You'll notice that I have a lot of pens here, different colors. I have a straight edge. If you don't have a straight edge like this, you could use a credit card, you could use a student ID card, you could use the side of an iPhone. But we need something that has a straight edge so you make a good, clean line when you're graphing, because we are going to be graphing today. So let's get started on graphing slope-intercept equations. The first thing that we need to remember or to learn is the slope-intercept formula. And the slope-intercept formula is y equals mx plus b. And in y equals mx plus b, it says list two things that the slope-intercept formula tells you. And it tells you that m, which stands for your slope. We also know slope as our rise over our run. And it tells us the b, and the b is your y-intercept. We've just come off of our lesson with slope, so you should understand what slope is. But let's talk a little bit about the y-intercept. The y-intercept is the point where the line crosses the y-axis. And the y-axis is the vertical line on a coordinate plane. So if we're looking here, there's our y-axis, and we have four different examples that we're going to do down here. And then our x-axis is the horizontal axis. So I'll just write a bunch of x's and y's down there to show you which one is the correct axis. And now I've put together four steps to graphing a slope-intercept equation. The first step says identify the m and b from the equation. So when you're given an equation, you're going to identify the m and the b in that equation. The second step, it says plot the b, also known as the y-intercept, on the y-axis. If you look up here again in that statement, it says the y-intercept is the point where the line crosses the y-axis. So we're going to plot the y-intercept on the y-axis. I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. The third step says plot the, and I'm going to say next point by following the m slope to the next set of coordinates. And then the fourth step says connect the points with a line that has arrows at both ends of the line. So let's do a couple of examples here, and then I'm going to give you, we're going to do this example, do the second example, and then I'm going to write two equations that we're going to see how well you do on your own. So the first equation says y equals 2x minus 3. Step one says identify the m and the b. My m, y equals mx. So my m is right here. It's 2. And for this one, we're going to use our rise over run. So it has to, I'm going to put it into a fraction. 2 over 1. And our b, y equals mx plus b, is right here. It's going to be negative 3. Now, as you as a teacher, if you want to, you could have them write the coordinates down of 0, negative 3. I often do that. So that they know that it is a point on a graph and has a set of coordinates. Okay, the second step says plot the b, or your y-intercept, on the y-axis. Well, I know my y-axis is here, and I know my b is negative 3. So at the origin is 0, 0. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3 to a negative 3. And then my third step says plot the next point by following the slope. My slope is 2 over 1. So a positive 2, rise 2, right 1, both positive, rise 2, right 1, rise 2, right 1. And then the fourth step says connect the points with a line that has arrows at both ends of the line. So I'm going to connect the points with a line that has arrows at both ends. And I have just graphed the equation y equals 2x minus 3. Let's see, if you want to, you can pause the computer, try the second example, and then see as I do it if yours matches up with mine. If not, you can follow along with me as we do it together. Step 1 says identify the m and the b from the equation. Y equals negative 2/3 x plus 4. Well, my m is negative 2/3. A little bit different from the first example. And my b is a positive 4. If I wanted to put it in coordinates, it would be 0, 4. Okay? The second step, plot the b on the y-axis. Our b is positive 4. So I'm going to go up, flipping my pens. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to plot my point, positive 4. There's my y-intercept. Then I'm going to follow my slope, part 3. Find the next point by following the slope. So negative 2, a negative means I'm going on my rise going down. So down 2, right 3, and I can only fit 1 point on this line before running off the coordinate plane. So that's it. Draw a line connecting them, put arrows at both ends of the line to show that they go on forever, and we have just graphed our second line. For the third example, I'm going to give you the equation. The equation that I'm going to give you is y equals 4x minus 2. And then the last equation that I'm going to give you is I'm going to give you y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3. Okay, so use these steps right here on your paper. If you need to go back and watch this video, I strongly recommend it. It's kind of like when you're watching a movie, how you only catch a few things at the beginning of your movie. If you're struggling with this, go back and watch the video and complete these two by following steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bring these into class tomorrow, and we will check your answers on the overhead. And if you have any questions, that would be the great time to ask. Have a great day, and take care.